So we are live. Hello, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon, whoever is watching us from UK, Canada, or US, wherever you are watching us. We accountability partner are back again. I know we are keep changing our time but we want you to get to know a lot of people from our business from different backgrounds so that you can get inspired. So we try to adjust our time according to our guest. But again, we are here live with another amazing story, another success story, and a very inspiring journey you will be hearing today. When we first hear her first time in our session, the business owner session, we all got emotional seeing hearing her story. And it was really like I can say it is a best example for all the women who thinks like they are very well educated and they get stuck with a specific mindset. No, we can't do this or we can't do that because it's not for us. Right? So she is the perfect example that it doesn't matter what is your background, you can do anything which gives you freedom, which gives you happiness. You can do anything. So without any further delay, let me call her on the stage. Hello, welcome, Dr. Susie. How are
Hello,
you?
Dr.
I'm
Suzie.
fine, Vanita. How are you?
We are all good. We are good. How are you? And first of all, thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedule and giving us here and sharing stage with us. We are really honored that
Yeah,
you come here. We really inspired with your story, and we want you to tell our audience, whoever is watching us live or going to watch later on, about little bit about your background. Where are you from? What is your background? And yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you for the invite. It's an honor and pleasure to be with you all today. So, just to give a brief about myself, my name is Dr. Suzie Jacob. I am a general practitioner in the UK. And not just that, I'm also a very successful online business coach. I am basically, I'm of Indian origin. I think that's very obvious, but I was brought up in the Middle East, and and then lived in the Middle East, and then in the UK and in India also. I did my medical degree in India, but then everything else here in the UK. So that's a bit about myself. And of course, I have a beautiful husband who used to be working as a private chef by background. I retired him completely from his job within 14 months into the business.
wow.
And we have a 17-year-old daughter who's finally at A levels in the UK.
Oh,
Great,
perfect.
great.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Susie, for sharing your little story and background. Of course, we're so happy to have you here in our series. In this series, we usually try to bring in people from different backgrounds and show the audience that this is a business model for everyone, and whoever aims to have time freedom and financial freedom, this is the best business opportunity they can ever opt for. So moving forward, it's so amazing to see you come from a very noble profession, very, very respected, and very, I know it's very stressful as well, because I have had some doctors, on my lives as well, and they always say that, hey, it's not easy to be a doctor, how much stress we carry forward throughout the day. And I know it's a very, very stressful job. And this business is a complete, it's a complete different category, I would say, a different area for you to look into, right? And coming from your background, I just want to, I'm very curious to know how easy, what would be the reason, that prompted you to go ahead and look into online space? Was it easy? Was it, what was that thing that motivated you to have a look onto the online space?
Yeah,
Your
I,
busy schedule and
Yeah,
everything. Yeah, go
it's
ahead.
a very common question. People generally ask me why, as a doctor, having a very decent salary. Both me and my husband, we had a very, he was, high end in his profession. He used to work with very high end VIP clients. Some of them I can't even disclose the names because we have to write to
Yeah.
we have to sign disclaimers and all. So he was working as a private chef and earning as much as a doctor in the UK. So
Wow.
we both were like having very well paid jobs. So it was not at all about the money. Actually, we had the money, but what we didn't have is time.
Hmm.
My husband was working anything between 50 and 60 hours. And he used to travel about 100 miles a day on his motorcycle. And
Wow.
so he used to leave the house around 4:30 in the morning, and like British weather in winter, you can just imagine how cold. It's -3 and things like that sometimes when he gets up in the morning to go, and it can be icy, and he's on a motorcycle. So he used to leave the house by 4:30. That means before I used to get up in the morning, he's out, and he used to come back home when I'm in bed, like 11:30. But by that time, me and my daughter, we are already in bed. So he was working long hours. I was working long hours. I was working around 50 hours a week. So Monday to Friday, I was anyway working about 10 to 12 hours. And I used to even pick up extra shifts on a Saturday if necessary. So I was easily working more than 50 hours a week.
Mhm.
I think, and then obviously there were so many things that came up to it. Like during COVID, we had to make a decision that my husband, because nobody was happy to have a private chef traveling in from a household where there's a doctor. No one liked the idea. So we had to make a decision that he shouldn't go for work, and that means overnight I lost half of our household income, which is a very significant amount. But thankfully, during COVID, it's not like we could travel or do anything much. We couldn't go cinema or anything. So it was fine. We could still manage that short time. But I think that it made me start realizing that, what if things happen? But still, because I could still manage things, I think I just left it. But it was in the back of my mind. But what I like most of our children during COVID, at least here I've heard loads and loads of even my business partners and children and all, the COVID really, really affected most of their mental health. And I actually completely missed it. I completely missed the part that my daughter was suffering in silence, because obviously mom and dad are not at home, and she was a teenager, so it's not like we needed a nanny. When she was younger, we had a full live-in nanny in the house, so it was not, there was always somebody at home, even if. But then, when they're 12, 13, you don't really need a nanny, do you? Right? And and she's in secondary school, so she can come home alone. But then you can imagine a child like 12, 13, coming at home and being alone around 6 hours,
Yeah.
5 to 6 hours alone. And my daughter is just the opposite of me. I'm kind of like an introvert. My daughter is an extrovert, so she'll be like pouncing on you when she comes, mommy, 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 mommy. And I'll be like, after work, I'm just so tired, knackered, and I just don't want to talk to anyone. I have to be honest, I used to be very grumpy when I used to come home because I'm really exhausted. And whenever she wants to talk to me, I used to shout at her. And I think one day she just got fed up of it all and said, Mama, whether you're at home or not, it's all the same to me. And that's when I realized that there is something real. I'm really, really missing something. And then when I started paying attention, I came to know that she was quite depressed, and she was, for 2 years, nearly 2 years, she was kind of depressed, and I completely missed that. And that broke my heart, really. So that really, really broke my heart, because one thing, as a mother, you feel like you're a complete failure. And secondly, I'm a doctor, so I completely missed the signs. So, and it just goes to show that when you are really tired and exhausted, you kind of miss everything around you, because you're too tired to actually be, finding, looking at the signs and stuff like that. So I knew at that point of time that things had to change. But the biggest thing is, at that point, I didn't know. So this was around 2021, but I still didn't know what to do. And then I started researching, what do doctors generally do for a second stream of income. And what I saw was most people do property. Okay, let's do property. So I went to do a property course. I did spend loads of money. I really, really spend loads and loads of money. And but the thing is, I did make a bit of money, but it was like having a second job, because I had to take annual leave to go see this property, make a deal, and things like that. And it wasn't easy. Property wasn't easy when you are having a full-time job. It's okay if you have a property manager managing your properties, but that defeats the purpose, because then you have to pay the manager and stuff like that. So um, and then I thought, okay, let's do something else, and I went into crypto. Lost a lot of money. I can say that. Made a lot of money and lost a lot of money because, and I was like, that's not for me. Then got into a scam, like an MLM scam, lost money there. And that took me, I wasted a year like that. And while I was doing all this is when I saw my mentor and coaches, not even like not her ad, but her video. I saw her video, and she was like in Ireland at that time, and she was like saying like how she her life changed in just 1 year time. And she was able to cut down. She's a nurse. No, she was a nurse. She's now retired. So she was able to cut down her sessions and working just 1 day a week. And I was like, wow, that's something that I'd like, working 1 day a week. And then I started following her, and I realized she made two-thirds of what I make in a year. And she's working only 1 day a week. I was like, I want that. And yeah, and the rest is history. And 3 years down the line, here I am, working part-time from 50 hours. I'm actually doing just 28, and probably going to cut down further early next year. And yeah, and life, and we've been traveling like nobody's business. I already traveled 4 countries, going on a holiday in another couple of weeks time. Just back from a couple of holidays about a month and a half ago. So
Wow, nice.
yeah, so life is really, really good at the moment. So it's really, I never thought, I never thought there was a different way to make money, really, because that's not the narrative that we've been taught. We've been
Exactly.
taught to go to school, study well, go to university, do a professional course if possible, get the job, get married, buy the house, climb up the career ladder. So I did all that. And one thing I didn't have is my life wasn't sorted. It was far from being sorted, in spite of doing all that. And yeah, and this business made me realize is a much smarter way of doing business. I mean, making an income, and that is through the online business.
So, Dr. Susie, as we all know that you come from a very well-established professional career. So, how was your transitional journey, like stepping into the world of entrepreneurship? So, did you face any hesitation, fears, or any doubts while transitioning towards the entrepreneurship and starting this digital business? So, how was your mindset that time?
Well, by the time I came to this business, I had tried 3 different things over 1 year. So that was actually, so I had so by the time I came to this business and I saw the business model and the cost and things like that, I was like, it was peanuts to what I had spent for my self education. And I knew the value. For instance, I'll give you an example. When I did property, I used to do Facebook ads, but I didn't know how to do Facebook ads. So I got a mentor for just 3 months. So, but it was a one-to-one mentor for 3 months. For 3 months, he charged me £3,500.
Oh,
So I was like, wow, we learned 6, 7 different platforms. And then because I've done mentorship courses, like for instance, for crypto, I was in a membership program. So that means every 3 months I was paying a membership fee, and we just have a one-off. And then you have a mentor and coach for life. Like most mentorship, like for instance, my property one was for a year, and I paid 2.5 times of what I paid for the for the business. I was like, this is a gold mine. This is a gold mine. And I knew by that time why this business would work for me, because when I did property, I did what most doctors were doing, but it didn't work for me. Because I know how to drive. I can drive, and I was doing my GP training years and stuff like that. So I used to drive 3,000 miles a month. So it wasn't like I'm not used to driving, but it's, there's something like you love driving and you do it because you have to do it. So I belong to the latter category. I drive, like if my husband's there, I will not drive. He drives. Like I drive if it's absolutely necessary. So, when you have to go to places to see, and then again you have to do. And I'm like, this, I can do it in my home. I can take my phone to the toilet and do the business. You know what I mean? So I was like, I can do it in my bedroom and make money. I'm like, wow, that like fits me perfectly. I don't have to go and talk to clients because I'm an introvert. So it was really hard for me to actually talk to people, like when you do like deals and things like that. It was so hard. And here there's no chasing after clients.
Yeah.
People come to you. And I was like, wow, how great is that? So that means I don't have to go out traveling anywhere. I don't have to take annual leave to go to like the business. I can do my business when I'm in, transiting in the airport while waiting for 2 hours, 3 hours for the next flight. I have done that before. I have closed contracts at that time in an airport while I was waiting for the next flight. You can carry your business anywhere, and you choose how long you want to work, and you have the autonomy to do all that. I'm like, this is completely a gold mine. So for me, it was a no-brainer because I made the mistakes. But I was not afraid to take that risk. But that probably is because, I had a big why. By the time my daughter came like that, I was desperate to spend more time with her. So for me, I was willing to actually do what it takes, to find a way.
Right. Great.
Oh, perfect.
Wow, that's so inspiring, Dr. Susie. Your journey is really inspiring. Now, because we know women, professional women these days, like they often feel guilty while taking time for themselves or their family, right? And you have living proof. You are a living proof that you can easily transition to some other profession, and you can definitely give your time to your family without any guilt. So, what mindset advice would you like to give to these women like professional women who feel stuck, but they want more flexibility and control over their time?
Well, you have to take action. That's all what I can say. Like, is doing business a risk? Of course it is. Like, what doesn't have? But you know what's more riskier? To stay in your job, because your job, you are replaceable. COVID taught me that when my husband, overnight, we lost half of our household income. Yeah. So what if you become unwell? And like I was, because I've been now doing management for coming up to six years. So because I was in higher levels in the commissioning levels for the NHS and things like that. So, and I'm still in a management role for a private company. So, you know what, when I was one of the long COVID leads. So I had people in my books for 3 years who were, because they had long COVID, they could never go back to work. They were like high performing individuals, but they never could go back to work. They lost their jobs, they lost their identity. Yeah. So, and it was devastating, like, because I saw with my own eyes, these people, dwindling away, and they completely lost who they were because of just an illness. Like, God has given us this beautiful life, but we can't take it for granted. And we don't know how long we are here, isn't it? But when we are here, we need to make the best out of what we have and spread joy, peace, and love while we are here. So for me, like for you, you have to decide, do you want to be stuck in a profession for 40 years, not being able to spend time with your loved ones? Because for me, my daughter is going into uni next year. I missed most of her milestones. I never saw her walk for the first time because I was busy doing my night shift. Yeah. Like I was with her for up to 10 months. And after that, I went back to full-time work. So I never saw her walk and everything. And when she was young, we had a nanny. all Christmas plays. I've missed all her Christmas plays. I've only, the nanny used to take the video and I used to come, she used to come home and then I used to see the video for her Christmas play. So these things are irreplaceable. If you miss it, you miss it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no one's going to tell you, like, and the world will say, it's okay. It's normal. It's normal for you to leave your child in nursery. And,
Right.
they'll be screaming their head off and you have to just ignore and go to work and make money. What I have to tell all these women is, it's not normal. And stop believing the lie. Well, it's like a lie from the pit of hell. Like, stop believing that lie that you have to leave your child so that you can pay your bills. When there is a smarter way to earn money, why do you have to choose between your family and making money? Yes, we all, like for me, when my baby is now 17. So obviously when 17 years ago, there was no online business. No one was there to tell me all these kind of things. I didn't have a choice. But you have a choice. If you're a mama having a 3-year-old and you're crying every day going to work because you have to leave your child with a childminder, we are telling you there's another way. There are people in my team quitting their jobs because they're earning like 3-4 times, and I am earning 3-4 times my NHS income consistently every month.
Wow.
And my husband keeps asking me why I'm still in my job, but that's my choice.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We're not asking you to quit your job, because you don't have to quit your job, like me, if you don't want to. But I am very conscious of the hours that I work now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then my parents are not getting any younger. This year, my mom had an emergency. My parents are now retired. They're back in India, settled back in India. And my mom had an emergency, like she had a suspicious lesion in her thyroid in May. And I saw the scan and I discussed with my friends. And here, obviously, I'm a doctor, so I discussed with some of the ENT and things like that. And they're like, yeah, we have to do something. We have to take a biopsy and things like that. My mom was like, no, I don't want to do anything. You know what I did? I booked the next flight. My husband was actually on holiday that time. He was on a wedding in India. My daughter, thankfully, had leave in a week's time. I booked the ticket. After I booked the ticket, I called my workplace and said, my mom's having an emergency. I'm going home because I need to take her to the doctor. And I want to make sure she does the biopsy and stuff like that. And I'll come back home. So I'll be about 8 to 10 days. And then I told them, if you want, you can give me annual leave. Otherwise, I am happy to take without pay. No questions asked. Like there's no begging, please give me annual leave. Because if when you're earning 3 to 4 times your income, you play the shots.
Right.
Yes.
That's what this business has done for me.
Amazing.
So I'm not compromising my family or my elderly parents. If they need me, I'm taking the next flight. And of course, for courtesy, I called them and said, I'm going. But that was more courtesy, you see. So and that's exactly what I told them. I said, I have annual leave. It was in May, so I had annual leave left. So I was like, you can use my annual leave, but otherwise, I'm anyway going. You can decide to give me the annual leave, but I'm still going, whether you give me or not. No questions asked. Well, I can't imagine 4 years ago even booking a flight ticket without having that conversation with your workplace. You'd ask, can I please take my annual leave? Maybe 8 days, maybe I'll try to come back in 7 days. There's no questions here.
Right.
I said, I'm going for 8 days, but if my mom needs, I might stay for longer. So I don't really know how long I'm going to go for. So if you are interested to be part of a business model where you prioritize your health, your family, and your elderly parents, this is the business for you.
Yes, and this is all happened because of the mindset, which we need to do the business, as you mentioned. Without that, it's not possible, and that is why people feel stuck at the place. Like you said earlier, we brought up like that way, that have a good education, have a good job, and settle down in your life and spend your whole life with that. So that is
Yeah.
why people feel stuck at that place. So no, we can't do other things, this is what meant for us and we will do it, even though so much money they will spend for the education, and
Yes.
after that also they are not getting the job what they had to, but still they are stuck and not trying any other new things,
By the
right?
time I was 40, I was completely disillusioned because I was like, I did exactly what everyone said. Okay, be a doctor. Then I did my specialty. Then I did extra specialization. Then I did, even as a GP, I'm lead for diabetes, obesity. I did and palliative. Done so many extra bits and all. I'm also a medical educator. Then I was working for the commissioning level and all that. And I thought, okay, that's climbing up the career ladder. But I had hardly any increase in pay, very minimal. But I realized when you go for these levels, you think when you become like a boss that work will be easier. I
Mhm.
ended up having about 100 emails every day coming into my inbox. And when I took leave, I was still looking at my emails because you know why? Because otherwise I knew no one would answer those emails, and when I come back, there'll be 500 emails waiting for me.
Right.
And this is what you're doing, and this is the nonsense narrative that the world has told us.
Yes. I can
I,
relate. Like, my husband is on day off from past 2 days, and he is still on his phone checking the mails from the office.
because the thing is, otherwise the day you go back, you are drowning. You're drowning. So of
Yes.
course you would do. And then that's what I thought. Then I thought, why did I actually go into management? I thought so then like then by the time I was 40, I was like, I did everything. Why is life so hard? You completely because when you're 20 and when you just passed your medical degree, 20, I was 24 when I passed my medical degree, and and when you do that, you're like, okay, I have to do specialization, I have to do that, this, and then when I'm 35 or something like that, everything will be sorted, I'll have the house, I got married, I'll have a kid by that time, everything's you know yeah, I'm top of the world and stuff like that. But nothing happened. Nothing like that happened. I felt I was working more than more than anyone else, and the pay rise wasn't worth it. To be honest, it was not worth it at all.
Right. So, Dr. Susie, here I want to ask you, like, I know that you are from a noble profession, and people who are seeking medical attention, for them, after God, like doctors are only coming after that, right? So, that is really a noble profession, and you must have seen a lot of proudest moment in your past, like not still profession, not past, but you are still continuing. So, in that profession, medical profession, but I want to know, like, in this business journey, from looking back till now, any moment, any proudest moment you can see, like you feel proud that yeah, I did it after starting this business, you want to share that with our audience?
I think the proudest thing, it's a bit funny, is when my daughter said, "Oh, you both are always in the house now." That's exactly what I wanted. Because she can't get rid of us now. But now she's a bit more older, isn't it? She's 17. So she's a bit more independent. And now she comes back and says, "Oh my, you both are always in the house." I thought that's what you wanted. So
Right.
I would say that's what, because at the end of the day, that's what I wanted.
Yes, yes,
Right.
perfect. That's what matters, and it was amazing listening to you, Dr. Susie. I mean, not just for the audience, for us as well. Getting in front and so personal with you, with your journey, and with your golden nuggets about the business, about life. It was amazing. We all are inspired, and I want to know some kind of advice if you can give to the audience who are watching, especially the career oriented women out there. who reach out to us. They similar, like, the situation that you were in. They're working hard for their families, for their loved ones, and they often tell us that there is no way out. We have to put the kids, to the daycare and leave them for making a living. But when the concept of business comes in, it it totally shakes them up, and they're like, what, we cannot do it. And that would be the reply. So I want to know any kind of advice that you want to give out to this career oriented women out there, that business is also something that they can consider as well, and it's just not for stay home moms, right? Like, many people, they think it's for those who do not know what to do, or they don't have any profession, and that's where online space, is for. But it's not just for the stay home moms, but it's also for those, for everyone, not just for a certain category of people out there. It's for everyone who wants time freedom. It's for everyone who wants to have some financial freedom. Yeah. So
Yeah. So I think the biggest question which people ask is, and people ask me also, like if it's a nurse, they'll say, the only thing I know is nursing, or if they're a doctor, because I have a team of doctors under me. They all say, we haven't done anything other than being a doctor our whole life. Like, we don't know how to do sales, we don't know marketing.
yeah.
But that's fine. So I said, like, so look at me. I'm a typical example. I said, no one taught me anything, but this is, and what I looked when I came into the business 3 years ago, when I looked, I couldn't see any doctors, or if there was, they weren't very prominent ones.
Yeah.
So when I looked at the business, what I saw was electricians, truck drivers, nail technicians, police officers, teachers, things like, people like that doing the business. And some of them were making 6 figures a month. I don't make 6 figures a month as a doctor. I'm like, I used to make that in a year, but not in a month. And I was like, so I was like, this is not rocket science then. If they can do it, this is not rocket science. So when I came in and saw their success, for me, it was like, so this is not rocket science. If they can do it, I'm sure after my multiple master's qualifications, I was sure that I would be able to do it. So that just coming into the community and seeing people's success stories gave me confidence that I could do this. Then the thing is, there is like, unfortunately, when I came into the business, I didn't tell my husband because I knew he would say no. He was already upset that I spent loads of money and lost some of our money. And so, like, most husbands, I knew he would say no. So I didn't tell him I'm starting a business. He came to know about 3-4 weeks down the line. So that's fine. He was not very happy. He was not a happy bunny when he came to know. And, but I told him I'm still going to do it. So I'm still going to do it. So it was, sometimes people who love you might not be supporting. And for me, my dad, when he came to know, like, I'm doing these business, he's like, you studied so many years being a doctor. What are you doing with your life? You're just wasting your money. You're throwing your money away. And I remember telling him, Dad, just give me a chance. Yeah, just give me a chance. So they were telling me out of love. I don't have anything, and my husband's my biggest supporter at the moment. My dad also, because for them, my mom and dad. Okay, when are you coming home next? Like that. My husband went to India this time 4 times already. So it's like that. We go when we want to go. We travel when we want to travel. So for them now, they're very happy because now they know. For them, it's not about the money. It's about their child able to come and visit them when they need, or when I want to go, and things like that. So that is the possibility for them. So people will sometimes, when you tell them this idea, which is a narrative which people are not used to, will come against you sometimes. And sometimes it will be the people who love you the most. And don't be angry with them, but then ask them to give you space and respect your space. And so that's what I actually said, that just give me a chance and kind of respect my boundaries, because at the end of the day, I'm an adult. So I did it. And and rest was history. Yeah, and it's been the best decision ever. So what you get when you come into our community is our community. So when people are not rooting for you, we will be your cheerleaders. And when you see people who are successful, why can't you be successful? That's the question. If they can be successful, why can't I be successful? So if you are a career woman, like you probably, like, I've spoken to people who have PhDs, double masters and all. You studied all that, so this is like nothing. I said you can study, probably if you studied all that, probably within, I started seeing results within 4 weeks, and that too with my 50 hours work. So I tell them this is not rocket science. This is not rocket science at all. Because if you put your heart and mind to it, it's like it's going to be easy. You just go through it, and then, so some people, I have team members who see results within 3 weeks. Some people who take time. That is, we can't say when you will see the results, but if you are consistent, persistent, listen to your mentors and coaches, because they've made lots of blunders, so they'll tell you all about that. If you listen to them, there is no way you're not going to be successful. Yeah, because if you're successful in that PhD or in your hospital and things like that, this is nothing. You'll be successful here also.
Right.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Susie, for this amazing session. And we wish you all the very best for your business, your personal life, and your profession as well. And to everyone out there watching us, thank you so much for watching. And we'll be back again with our next accountability series. Until then, bye bye. Take care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye
Thank
bye. Bye,
you.
ladies.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye. Bye.